Chairman, appreciate it. If adopted as currently written, OSHA's proposed rule will devastate our nation's volunteer fire departments, decreasing public safety and increasing costs. This has been made clear to me after many meetings with volunteer firefighters in Nassau and Suffolk counties, back on Long Island. Small and volunteer fire departments are crucial in ensuring community safety, especially in suburban and rural, underserved communities. These departments often serve as the first line of defense in emergencies, providing rapid response times that can save life and property. Volunteer firefighters demonstrate exceptional dedication, often balancing their service with other jobs and responsibilities. Their presence enhances local resilience, fosters community spirit, and ensures that even the most remote areas can access essential firefighting and emergency services. We all agree, Democrat and Republican, that safety must be a top priority, including rigorous training, adherence to safety protocols, and the use of proper equipment. But I am increasingly concerned that these new safety standards will force small and volunteer fire departments to shutter, drastically impacting their work to keep our communities safe every day. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us here today, and thank you for your dedication to keeping America's communities safe. I'd like to ask a few questions of you to get some more details of how this proposed rule meets the needs of small and volunteer fire departments. And Mr. Dennison, I'd like to start with you first, sir. As it relates to safety standards, and in your position as a risk management professional, would it be fair to say that most, if not all, fire departments have a mission statement in which the safety of the community and its firefighters is paramount to their operation?
Absolutely. Our number one principle is the safety of our firefighters. We work very hard to do that. We work to the best that we can within the NFPA standards that apply to that. And we do everything we can to increase the safety of our firefighters. We're just concerned with this as currently written. The level of detail that it would go into would be devastating to our budgets.
With that foundation and long-term dedication in mind, do you still see a need to improve emergency responder safety?
Absolutely. Again, as we've stated several times, we're not opposed to firefighter safety, and we think a lot of the things that are in this standard are long overdue. We just would like a seat at the table to be able to discuss this and work on some of the details so that we have a piece that's obtainable by all. If it's not obtainable, no one's going to follow it. But if we can work to make it obtainable, then we'll do a better job protecting firefighters.
In a few sentences, though, can you describe what's in this rule that you do like and that you do support that would enhance the safety of your members?
I think, as you know, several of the panelists have already mentioned here, the physical component of it is very important for our firefighters, and we want to make sure that our firefighters have the proper screening. The problem with the rule as proposed is by incorporating NFPA 1582, we're going to take the average price of a firefighter physical in my district from $300 up to about $1,300 per firefighter. When I look at the amount of documentation that would be needed for the pre-plans and all of that kind of stuff, we don't have any paid personnel in my department, so we would have to hire somebody to come in and do that. When I look at the cost of doing that, and I look at the cost of the physical increase from my firefighters, I'm taking my $280,000 budget and moving it to $400,000. That's a 42% increase in my budget. It's just not obtainable or agreeable to my taxpayers.
And from where would those funds come if they had to?
Again, we would either have to raise taxes 42%, or as we mentioned earlier, Congress would have to refund some of the grant programs. But the problem with the grant program is that's a one-time thing. So that may get us through 1 year, it may help us out a little bit, but that's not going to help us to continue doing the level and provide the services that we need to down the road.
Thanks. And I only have about a minute left, so I just want to shift gears here real quick. OSHA has indicated that the incorporated by reference standards should not be problematic as fire departments already follow them. Can you explain why this would be a problem now?
I sit on 2 NFPA tech committees, so I've helped to write 2 of those NFPA standards. I know that from the work on the committee, we build those to be the gold standard. We build them to what everybody should aspire to do in a best case solution with all the resources available that we want fire departments to meet. Unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in today, and we just don't have the necessary funding to be. If we had all the time and all the resources, we would be 100% in favor of this thing as written. Problem is we don't have all the time and we don't have all those resources.
And thank you, and I appreciate your dedication. You coming to Washington to provide testimony to this committee. It's going to be very useful for us to help balance the needs of ensuring that we have firefighter safety and a very awesome community service volunteer fire departments for decades, if not centuries to come. Thank you, Chairman. I yield back.